Biological characteristics of weeds refer to weeds' long-term adaptation to environmental conditions, artificial habitats caused by human production and living activities, forming characteristics with continuous survival ability. Understanding weeds' biological characteristics and their patterns has important theoretical and practical significance for formulating scientific weed management strategies and exploring control methods. 1. Weeds have morphological structural polymorphism. Weed individual sizes vary greatly. Individual sizes of different weed species differ significantly. Tall ones can exceed 2 meters, such as Johnson grass, common reed, etc. Medium-sized ones include roughly 1 meter per cumbent Indian mallow, etc. Short ones are only a few centimeters, such as Japanese clover, creeping mazus, etc. For weeds in major crop fields, most plant heights concentrate around several tens of centimeters. The same weed species under different habitat conditions also varies greatly in individual size. For example, shepherd's purse growing in open areas with fertility and sufficient moisture and good light conditions can reach plant heights exceeding 50 centimeters. Conversely, growing on barren, dry, exposed land, its height is only within 10 centimeters. Root, stem, and leaf morphological characteristics vary greatly. Weeds growing in sunny areas have stout stems, thick leaves, well-developed root systems, and relatively strong drought and heat tolerance. Conversely, weeds growing in shady, humid areas, even the same weed species mentioned above, have slender stems, wide thin leaves, poorly developed root systems. Tissue structure changes with ecological habits. Weeds growing in wet environments have well-developed parenchyma but weak mechanical tissue, such as Chinese water, chestnut, alligator weed, etc. Weeds growing in terrestrial low-humidity areas have poorly developed aerenchyma, but very well-developed mechanical tissue and parenchyma tissue, such as green foxtail, goosegrass, etc. The same weed, such as Eclipta prostrata, living in aquatic environments, has well-developed aerenchyma in stems, hollow stems, while Eclipta prostrata growing in arid environments mostly has solid stems, well-developed parenchyma tissue, and high cell water content. 2. Polymorphism of weed life history. Generally, weeds occurring early have longer growth periods, those occurring late are shorter, but similar weeds mature at about the same time. According to weeds' flowering, seed setting, and maturity habits, weed life history processes can be divided into annual weeds, biennial weeds, and perennial weeds. However, different types can transform into each other under certain conditions. Perennial castor bean occurring in the north becomes an annual weed. When annual or biennial Artemisia scoparia is continuously cut, it becomes a perennial weed. Shortleaf crabgrass in lawns is an annual weed. Continuous mowing can also turn it perennial. This also reflects the weed's own continuous reproduction and persistence characteristics. Third, diversity of weed nutrition methods. The vast majority of weeds can photosynthesize autotrophically, but quite a few weeds are parasitic. Parasitic weeds are divided into holoparasitic and hemiparasitic types. Number 4. Weeds have strong environmental adaptation ability. Weeds have strong ecological adaptability and stress resistance, showing strong tolerance to salinity, alkalinity, human disturbance, drought, flood, and extreme temperatures. Weed growth vigor is also relatively strong. The proportion of C4 plants among weeds is high, enabling full utilization of light energy, carbon dioxide, and water for organic matter production. 5. Weeds have strong reproductive capacity. The vast majority of weeds have very high seed setting capacity, several times or even hundreds of times that of crops, while 1,000 seed weight is less than crop seeds. A single weed plant can often produce thousands or even hundreds of thousands of tiny seeds. Compared to crops, all weed seeds have longer lifespans. Many weed seeds buried in soil can survive for many years. Weed seed maturity and germination periods are staggered. Many weeds, after being pulled from soil, can still have seeds on the plant, continue to mature. Weeds also have diverse reproduction methods, mainly vegetative reproduction and sexual reproduction. Seeds and fruits also have structures and pathways for widespread dispersal. Students, please consider Are the biological characteristics of weeds learned in this class the same as ecological characteristics?